I made one dry, sarcastic joke, too many, and he was like, "There's no female DJs in Atlanta," and I was like, "I'm a female DJ," but I said it really dry, and he was like, "Oh, cool. Well, you're booked Wednesday."
The One More Time Music Podcast, genuine conversations with genuine people about music, hosted by Henry with a 3 and Playback Ben.
Went from Beamer Coops to Pencils. Somewhat distant and so part that one more time. Part that one more time. Part that shit like one more time. They part that one more time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here for another episode of the One More Time podcast. I am excited for this one. I'm your host, Playback Ben, here with my co-host.
Henry with a 3, because the E was already taken.
Was the 3 already taken?
The 3 was not taken,
If
and that's
so,
why I
would
took
you
it.
go with that name?
Let's steal it back.
Oh my God, take the 3.
Where does he live?
Let's start this episode over.
I'm your host, Playback Ben, here with my co-host.
Henry with an E. God damn it. No, Henry with a 3, because Henry with an E was already taken.
And Henry, who do we have on the podcast today?
We have welcoming in Reese Witherspoon. It is so great.
Oh my God,
Big
Reese.
eyes. Reese Witherspoon.
Yes, you have a new movie coming out.
Yeah, Legally Blonde 7 is coming out.
Damn, I didn't see 6, 5, 4, 3. I think I did see 1 and 2, of course, but
There's a lot. No. This is the one and only, the most beautiful, the most talented Leah Culver in the building with us right now.
Hi.
welcome, Leah. So, without further ado, we'll get right into it. So, the One More Time podcast, as you guys know, we're here to have genuine conversations with genuine people like our friend Leah Culver. We appreciate you coming on. We want to help artists.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. I want to help artists and business people in the music industry tell the stories of where they've come from, where they're at, and where they're going. So, real simple mission. We appreciate you coming on. So, getting right into it, what would you say the role of music was in your family's dynamic? Was it a big part of your family growing up?
Yeah. I would say, growing up, I was surrounded by my mom and my dad and both of my brothers playing music, and I just wanted to hang out with the big kids. So yep, I just wanted to do anything they were doing or anything they told me to do. As the youngest, I could fit in small spaces, and they'd just make me
I think you can still fit in small spaces.
I can, yeah. But yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. So were they playing music just as common listeners, or were they actually playing instruments growing up?
Yeah, my mom played drums and bagpipes in a bagpipe band, which
That's
caused me
awesome.
to play
That's so
snare.
cool.
Is she Scottish?
Yeah, we're Scottish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It
Makes sense.
was like,
You didn't expect to get a yes.
God, stereotypes
Very
are
Scottish.
true for a reason sometimes.
Yeah. And my oldest brother played drums. My middle brother did DJing.
Okay.
So there was always live bands around, and that made me want to be a front man in a band. I played drums, guitar. Just wanted to
All
hang
of
out
that.
with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. So growing up, could you hear the drumming through the walls? Was it a problem sleeping? Could you be a normal kid, or were you pretty much thrown right into it because you had no choice?
You could definitely hear the drums and the drum and bass. Specifically, I remember the drum and bass more than the drums.
Okay.
The drums never bothered me. The drum and bass, because it was always. It was since I can remember.
24/7.
There was drum and bass. Because my brother John was playing when he was 10.
Okay.
Fun audio fact. Bass carries through walls and through distance better than anything else. That's why if you're walking up to the club, you always hear
The low end, yeah.
Wow.
So you can't escape that.
That is a fun fact, Henry.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
That's what I'm here for.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So were you guys singing growing up as well?
Yeah. My first friend, her name was Ashley.
Shout out Ashley.
Shout out R.I.P. Ashley, honestly, but
R.I.P.
Oh man.
it happens. But earliest I can remember singing was with her, and that was before kindergarten. So we were making this little band called the Galaxy Girls. And
The
we would,
Galaxy Girls.
Was this in the Xenon of the 21st century
that
type of time
period
frame?
for sure. Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Nice.
So we would bring our parents into the living room and bang on pots and pans and sing these songs, and I remember my other first friend in kindergarten was a singer, so we were always singing. So she definitely influenced me as well. So yeah, singing was always a thing.
Sure. So your mom told a story about you guys would be in the car, and to basically just shut you up, I think is the way she described it. She would sing a note, and she would ask you guys to match it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you remember playing this game?
Kind of, not really. But I there's a lot of things I don't remember, but
Sure.
kind of I'm starting to remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good way to like long rides probably.
Yeah,
Keep us
she basically just wanted to
hitting
keep you
each other.
calm and not at each other's throats. You know, you and your brothers in the back seat. I did ask her who was the best singer of the bunch, and she declined to answer that one.
Yeah, good call, Mom.
Yep, exactly. Typical mom.
No favoritism.
She had no favorite child, and I tried to get it out of her.
No
I couldn't.
way. No way. That lady loves everyone. If you talk to my mom for an hour, you're her child now.
Yeah,
You could be her favorite child.
I think I did make my way into the Culver family after
she loves
syncing up with her.
And by that math, you're equal now. You're one of the favorites
I'm
as
just
well.
as good of a singer as Leah. Yep.
Right, that's how it works.
That's
Henry's a
literally-
great singer too.
Maybe I'll do a reference, but
Yeah.
that's about it.
So outside of music though, would you say you were generally into the arts? So like, painting, drawing, writing, like would you say you were always kind of into those types of things?
Yeah, I always thought, honestly, since I was little, I pictured like wanting to travel and do music. So I've like always wanted this lane, but I also wanted to like write a book, and I was writing short stories, and I was drawing and stuff, but I didn't take it so seriously until like maybe high school.
Sure.
Yeah.
What does the book title Heart Woman mean to you?
My gosh. Well, yeah, when was that? I wrote a little book called, it's probably like Adventures of Heart Woman or something. It could have just been Heart Woman.
Oh, maybe it was The Adventures of Heart Woman.
It was like kind of like a comic, and it was just like I'd draw pictures and then write the story, and I'm trying to picture it. I remember she saved a bunch of animals and she flew around, but there's this one picture, I'll probably like find it and send it to you. I looked at
Please
it
do.
now, and it looks like Heartwoman is flipping everyone off. It's like definitely the
But it
middle
was so
finger.
Not
innocent at the
intentional.
time.
Not
Yes.
intentional.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's
but-
awesome.
Good
So
intentions.
would you say that you identify with Heart Woman now as a person?
Sure. Yeah, I would say yeah.
Okay.
Good intentions.
Good deal. So when did you start writing songs?
Since I mean that was
Was that
with
in the
Ashley.
band with the Galaxy Girls?
That's when it started in my mind.
So you were writing original music.
When we were little kids.
Wow.
Terrible music.
What was that like? You just invite her over, and your mom would be like, "Well, what are you and Ashley gonna do?" And it was,
Yeah, we were
we're gonna
always
write some songs.
Yeah, we were in the basement, and we'd do that or watch movies or play with dolls and things. But usually it was
The
Writing
latter
stuff.
two sound a lot more stereotypical.
Normal
of,
kid.
Of,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
yeah. Honestly, I'm realizing right now that that's not normal. I wonder what Disney movie influenced us to do that. It's probably like Cheetah Girls or something.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, what made us do that? Probably my brothers. Honestly, probably wanting to be in a
It
band.
sounds like it was instilled in you pretty young.
Yeah.
The whole music
Yeah.
thing.
Yep.
So.
And so you said your brothers both were drummers and DJs. Did you learn how to DJ by like being around your brother?
Yeah, my brother, he's so nice to me. He would let me. He didn't want me touching his things, and of course, like I would go in there and touch his things because I was like a little sister. But yeah, I mean, I learned 4/4 at a really young age. Just with especially like my oldest brother who did like the band and stuff. So John had turntables, so he's my middle brother who was a turntablist.
Nice.
And so he taught me how to like cue up songs. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have any plan for that to end up being kind of what I do.
Literally what
It's
you
weird.
do now.
Yeah, but he'd put my hands on it and like would kind of teach me how to do it. And all I was interested in doing was the scratching and making noise. But he had all these cool sound effects like I have
Like
it
Henry?
in my closet. Just like Henry.
I'm done.
Thank God.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so who were some of your biggest, musical influences growing up? Like, who were you listening to?
Growing up, I mean, I'd say my biggest influences have been like Hayley Williams of Paramore, like Lady Gaga, Adele, Amy Winehouse, Ariana Grande, Whitney Houston.
After seeing the Gaga documentary, I
Oh yeah.
really fell in love with her.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I already respected her as an artist and liked her music, right? Just, from a casual listener perspective. But I guess that's why documentaries are so powerful, because they do give you that
The context.
just glimpse
Yeah,
into
who
who
they are.
is this person
Yeah,
that's
she's
creating this
amazing.
music. I mean, she is obsessed with making just such a top-notch product. I mean,
Quality.
it was unbelievable. And we'll get into this later, but her attention to detail with her shows as
Yeah.
well. Oh my gosh, down to the measurements of the jacket, because
It
the way she would
matters.
put her
Yeah.
jacket on would be a certain way when she was dancing versus how she could do it if she was, whatever, right? It was pretty unbelievable seeing that documentary. So that completely changed my perspective of Gaga. So Hayley Williams, I heard a rumor that you have drawn some paintings of Hayley.
Oh yeah, it did.
Are those still around?
Yeah.
Can we get prints of those? Or?
Sure. So I was talking to I don't know what this girl's job is. I think she's her best friend, Lindsay Burns. I was talking to her on Instagram, and I really want to get that painting to Hayley. I haven't asked the question yet, but I'm going to write that on my hand and do it maybe tomorrow.
I'm going to help you make that happen.
I have to do that. They're in Nashville. They're right around the corner.
I'll drive it up.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
saying,
driving it
I will
there.
give it to her. I don't have to meet her or anything. I just want them to have it,
Yeah.
And Hayley, we'd love to have you on the podcast.
Yes.
That's incredible. So when did you start to take music seriously, right? Because you mentioned you're, fooling around with your brother on the turntables, right? You didn't really think it was going to amount to anything. So was there a defining moment, you would say, where light bulb went off? I want to take music seriously and I want to be an artist, or I want to be a DJ, or what have you?
I think to answer really honestly, I was taking it seriously as long as I can remember, but it started working out in 2011.
That's a fair response.
I always wanted it.
Always wanted it. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, because some people, of course, kind of fall into it. They're doing other things. They, their parents wanted them to do other things, what have you, right? But knowing from just before you can even remember, quite literally, that's powerful.
Yeah, I'm grateful.
And being honest with yourself about the fact that it's been actually going somewhat well since 2011. That's cool too.
So what happened in 2011?
I did fall into it. I was working with this dude, Justin, who did Wobble Wednesdays in 2010. And I was sending emails to DJs and just helping him organize things. And I made one dry, sarcastic joke, too many. And he was like, there's no female DJs in Atlanta. And I was like, I'm a female DJ. But I said it really dry. And he was like, oh, cool. Well, you're booked Wednesday, which was 3 days away.
Wow.
But at the time, I was living with DJs, and I had my background of all that. And I'm a little bit the person who will just try anything. I was screw it. I'm going to learn this. And it was a good time for me to do it. I was coming out of a breakup and new friend group and a huge life shift. And I was just crazy enough to just show up and try. And I didn't realize that it was actually a really popping event.
Yeah, for those who don't know, it was a rave event. Was it at
Yeah.
Iris?
It was at Inferno Lounge was, I believe, the first ones. It turned into Wobble Wednesdays at Connect Lounge
Connect.
because Inferno Lounge burnt down, which is crazy.
That's super ironic, by the way.
I don't know.
Inferno.
That
Wow.
was
Yeah.
where it started.
Wow.
Wow.
So
That is
paint
ironic.
us the picture of that first DJ set. I mean, what did you feel like before? Were you nervous, excited? What was it like during? And then how did you feel about the set after? Kind of walk us through that whole first set.
So I borrowed this dude's little tiny Hercules controller, which was literally this big, so it looked really silly. And I had really shaky hands, which probably looked even more silly, shaking above this tiny little board. I was using a combination of songs that like my brand new DJ friends gave me to try out, and songs I found. But it was mostly Dr. P and like Flux Pavilion and Skrillex and things like that. Very 2011 stuff. And,
Pioneers, though.
Pioneers.
Absolutely.
And I was very scared. I don't have any memory of that. I'm pretty sure I blacked out entirely, and I think it went well enough because he started booking me more. And it was like, it's such a ridiculous story. Like I made my name like right before right when they made the flyer, which
What
was
was
like
your
the
name?
next day. MK Ultra.
MK Ultra. So how long did that name stick?
A few years.
Okay.
I changed my name because there was this manager who had this really dope, awesome duo that was doing really well. And he was like, I think you should change your name to your name. And I kind of agreed because if you look up MK Ultra, there's a lot that goes to it. And I got some crazies coming up to me at shows. And I was about ready to change it anyway. And he said, if you change your name, I'll be your manager. And then I changed my name.
Wow.
And he didn't be my new manager.
Well, darn him.
Shout out.
It's
But
a
it was
loss.
good. It was
Shout
good.
out that guy. Should we get him on the podcast too, Henry?
You're not allowed on the podcast, man. That's messed
Henry
up.
said no.
You're blocked.
So how important is the live show
To me,
to you? Yeah.
it's the most
No,
important.
to everyone, but yes, to you specifically. We are interviewing you, Leah. We do care about your
There was a
opinion.
ghost back here. He wanted to talk.
Hey, you.
No, it's really important because that's what are we doing it for? We're doing it for them. We're doing it so that they can escape the mundane, escape whatever they're needing to escape. That's what they're coming there for. That's what they're listening to music for, to have fun. And so the live show is important to me because, and for a few reasons. Like, one is like I want to bring back live instruments into like EDM events, not bring it back, but make it happen,
Yeah.
Because I
And
feel
you
like
are
they deserve
doing that. You
Yeah.
are, literally. Let me tell you about first time I saw her at Imagine Festival. There's one DJ goes on, he's behind the boards. Another DJ comes on, he's there behind the boards by himself. Leah comes on, 10-piece band, like 2 drummers, like a string section, guitarists, a children's choir comes out for a couple of songs, extra dancers, it was night and day from everyone else that I saw. I could not believe, I was like captivated. Like, why did no one else's set look like this? Like, I didn't even know you could do this. Like, they would let you do this? Why are more people not doing this? She sits down and plays drums, and then she'll go DJ, and then she'll come out and sing. Like, super interactive. It really was impressive. Like, she puts on a
Thanks,
crazy
y'all.
show. Seriously.
Appreciate that.
Seriously.
Yeah, I think we need to hear it the one more time for the importance of the live show.
One more time.
So here on the One More Time podcast, whenever someone drops a gem, we like to
One more time.
drop the one more time.
Oh, shawty, one more time.
And have you say that one more time for the people in the back, about the importance of the stage production
why you
and
do
the
it.
shows and why, yes.
Because it's fun and it's fun for them, and I want them to get that live experience. Like, and I love just collaborating in general. Like, with all my influences really being like, I can go into producer influences for sure, but like, I love being like a frontman. Like, I love kind of, like just singing is like, it's in your spine, that's always been there. So that's why it's important. It feels good to sing. It's vibration. And, I don't know. It's kind of weird, to be honest, because like I look back at those first shows, and it took me, I think, like 3 years maybe to even introduce myself on the mic. Like, I would always hand
Wow.
it to somebody else, and they'd be like, "Give it up for MK Ultra," and I'd be like, "Okay, starting." And like I remember one time I passed it to Glenn from Iris. And
Shout out Glenn Goodhand.
Shout out Glenn. Thank you.
Shout out Glenn.
Yeah, shout out Glenn. He handed the mic right back to me.
And made you.
And made me do it without any idea.
So what was that like?
Wow.
Good.
Was it, like,
it's
liberating?
such a good thing to do. I hadn't been singing on my sets yet or anything. Like,
Yeah.
he just handed it back, and I was like, oh, yeah, true, okay, true.
You're right.
You're
I should
right,
do
you're
this.
right, you're right. Okay, cool. And what I learned over time was to I can show you a clip of what I'm talking about, but I learned over time that I have to change my voice for like singing, like and talking is what I mean. I used to be like, "What's up, you guys? My name's Ewokese," super high and like squeaky, and I learned. Now you'll hear me do it, and I'm like, "What's up, you guys?" Blah, 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 blah. Like, and it carries. We're just talking about that. The low carries better. I don't know what I'm talking about right now.
No, that's interesting.
It's true though.
So you mentioned obviously the reason why you think the live show is important is because it's all for them. It's all for the fans. I mean, you know, why else do you want to be a career artist? You know what I mean? If you just wanted to make music, you'd do it just in your bedroom and you wouldn't release it. You just make it for you, but you make it for them, and that's why you also care about the live show. I feel like that translates to you as a person as well. I mean, you are, if anyone follows you on social media, if you don't, at Leah Culver Music, correct?
Boom, boom, boom.
You know, you're extremely positive with the things that you say and the captions that you write. And so it seems like that mentality of caring about fans stems from just caring about other people in general. Would you say that
my mom.
Comes from your mom?
Shout out, Lynn.
Shout out, Lynn.
It's important. It's like all that matters. Like, we all just woke up in these bodies one day, and we're here for however long, whatever. What are we gonna do with it?
Yeah.
Are you gonna like? Anyone can do whatever they want, and this isn't me like saying anything about that. But me personally, I want to put goodness into the world because there's plenty else out there that's not. So you might as well. And it doesn't have to be like super positive lyrics or anything, but I don't just write for them, I write for me too. But I know that if I'm writing about something that I'm going through, someone else has probably gone through it or going through it. And I've gotten those DMs of people being like, wow, like I listen to this, it helped me. And that's what we do it for. We do it for the live show and the help of them getting out there and like having a good time. But we also do it for the kid in their room that needs to feel connected to anything.
Man, yeah, no, I wish I could be on the other end of that. And I hope that I do inspire people at some point in my life too, but just being able to do it through music is so amazing. And hearing those stories of people that you got me through the day, you know, with this song or with that show, I had the best time of my life. I mean, that must be just incredible types of feedback to receive, right?
It's wild.
Yeah.
Like, I try to like be as present as I can be. That's something we all probably have to work on sometimes, but I try to never take that for granted. Like, and try to stay attached to the fact that that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So on a lighter note, but equally important, I feel like there was a birthday party in this same room that we're hosting this podcast in. Is that true? Did we have a Leah Culver birthday party in this building?
Hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's all I wanted.
I was not present myself, but I think I do have two of the attendees of that party here.
It was
what
a rager.
What was that party like? Tell the people.
So fun. I mean,
that was the best.
Just great people. Some of them I knew, some of them I didn't know, you know, and, you know, Leah approached me with the idea. I was more than happy to do it. And I think we recorded some freestyles, you know, we just played some music nice and loud. We had a little cake.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
It's ice cream cake.
Yeah, that's right.
Of course it was.
Shout out Brewster's.
Hey,
Brewster's. Whoa. I gotta go, guys. I'm so sorry.
Don't you dare say BR.
Podcast is over.
This is a Brewster's podcast.
Sponsored by Brewster's. We'd love to have you on the podcast.
We'd love to have you on the podcast. Bruce. There's a guy that started
Brucey.
it. His name's Bruce.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So outside of course, you know, having a birthday party here at the studio, you guys have also collaborated on a project called the Honest EP. Yeah. And I wanted to play a little snippet from one of Henry's favorite songs, Blue Eyes.
Baby, your blue eyes, they take me all the way down.
So that was a snippet from Blue Eyes off the Honest EP from Leah Culver and Henry. What was that project about? What inspired that project?
It's a big one. So where do I start with that? All right. Honest EP, Honesty P is completely freestyled. We made, of course, no rules. There's never any real rules that are ever real. But like
We really let our guard down.
we decided that our quote unquote rules were that we weren't going to write anything down. I was incapable of writing anything down at that point.
Why is that?
So I had a longtime boyfriend that was everything, and then he died, and then I died, and then I called Henry, and I was like, "Hey, I gotta die, and into a mic. You have a dope mic, and you're dope, and I just need to do that." And you were like all the way there, which was awesome. So what we did is I came over and we played some beats like that he kind of already had sitting around, and we just picked some, and then just got in that booth and just did, and then we just picked the best takes and then put it together, and that's the whole EP. It's just it just came right out, and it would, you know. So that's, I mean, honestly, all my songs are about him, but like that one was like specifically his project. But they're all about one person.
No,
Mostly.
that's powerful. So, would you say most of your music you're inspired by personal experiences like that? And I'm not saying like that specifically, but just, you know, whether it's happy, sad, you know, angry, like, are they emotions that you're trying to invoke based on things that you've, you know, been through?
I mean, for the most part, I can pull from any experience. I can pull from things I haven't experienced too.
Okay.
Like it's like it's still being a storyteller. So like I can write about seeing somebody in the club, and like I could still be in the time frame of what just had happened, and I could write that song too, and it wouldn't be like super in my veins at the time, but you can pull it from anywhere. That's it's acting.
You kind of transport yourself there.
Right, yeah.
Kind of put yourself in that.
Because songs are songs can do jobs. So like there's a song that's in the club, and the song's job is to get everybody to like have a good time and buy shots, and like and there's that song, and that's its own thing. And then there's like things that you pull from, like that EP was completely like selfish. It was just like bleh, into the mic, and
you can really hear like the vulnerability, you know, the rawness of it, like certain little nuances that, you know, like a polished record might not have, but that we thought was cool and kind of represented, you know, what she was feeling. It was a different mindset to be in.
And I'm sure it was different for you as an engineer. Like that was probably a different experience. He was amazing. I mean, he is amazing. Like
shout out Henry.
Shout out Henry. Shout out Henry.
I think he's shouted himself out on half the episodes so far, and he'll probably continue. Yeah, he'll continue that trajectory.
I shout out everybody,
including yourself.
I'm somebody.
Yeah.
But you don't really shout out me. I mean, you know, I'm not.
Shout out
saying, I'm not saying
Leah.
anything. But so you know, you mentioned that with your boyfriend passing, a part of you obviously passed as well, and you felt dead inside. You were in a bad spot. Mental health is something that's starting to be talked about way more, and I think that's a great thing. I myself have a personal experience with, you know, someone who passed due to mental health, so I love the fact that people are becoming more comfortable talking about it, especially in music and just in general. How would you say that you deal with the stresses of life? You know, other than music, or I guess music probably would be one. What else do you do to kind of deal?
My life has been fucking crazy for like 3 years. Henry knows this. It's been insane. Honestly, like insane. I'm telling you, like at this point, like even just recently something happened that was like no one can relate to like the things that keep happening to me. That's the weirdest part about it is anyway, I'm becoming really resilient, if I'm being honest. And that's all right with me. But the way I cope with it, of course, music. There's only so much you can do. I mean, therapy, lots of grief therapy, lots of different kinds of therapy for different, like, I mean, I have complex PTSD, like, out the ass. I'm serious. And there's lots of symptoms with that. So therapy. is a huge part. I think if you are alive right now, you should have therapy. I think everybody could use therapy.
And there's a difference between, you put out, all the most positive content. It's always has a great message, but that doesn't mean you always feel that way. I'm sure you have your downs, but you do just try to put out as much positivity as you can, even if you're maybe not in that mindset yourself.
I think when I first started, I was like more like I've had a lot of things happen, but like I always try to be like real with it, no matter what I'm saying. I try to be aware of what I'm saying when I'm putting out a message. So yeah, I like to be positive, but it's not like toxic positivity. You know what I mean? It's not like ignoring the reality. It's just giving space for people to be whatever they are.
You might want to hear that
One more time. One more time. One more time.
It's important to give yourself space to be real. And if that's being positive,
It's huge.
That's
then
great.
And if it's not, great. And I'm not one to just like only be positive, because that's just not real.
It's unrealistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So however you feel is totally okay and valid usually. So it's, and I think the whole positive thing, because I've gotten that my whole career, people say that to me, and I kind of am not aware of that part, but I like not aware of like that it's such a thing that other people have noticed, but I try to be aware of like the message I'm putting out.
Yeah. No, and obviously you mentioned, collaborating with Henry, even collaborating with your brother at an early age on the turntables. How important would you say is a team and collaborating with other creatives, with other people that, are helping you do what you do on the music front? How important is that?
It's as important as you want to make it. Like, sometimes I like to just make my own stuff and I don't collaborate with anyone for months. And then sometimes like it's fun, like when we do stuff. It's really just like, honestly, it's just friends making music with friends for the most part. That's what matters to me. I don't collaborate with everybody. And to me, it doesn't matter as much even about numbers. Like if I don't know somebody, I'm more likely to like collaborate with Henry or like people that I've met and that I enjoy.
Yeah,
So,
but
like,
let's
that's
not undervalue who you've met.
You have some
And
collaborations with some big people.
I was like, but the thing that's cool is that from what I've heard from other people, these are friends.
Yeah, that's
These
what
are
I mean.
actual.
Right.
No, but you're not talking about
fun.
Joe Schmo who's not doing,
Everybody's the
so
same.
yeah. But so tell us about some of the people that you have collaborated with, what you've loved about working with some of these folks. Give us a glimpse into, who you've worked with and why you've worked with them and what you've liked about it.
And how you met some of these people. How does one even make that? How do you become friends with some of these people?
Okay. How I met most of these people was doing shows. That was probably, and then just like when I moved out to LA, like I met a lot of people out there doing shows and going to shows. It's Atlanta's awesome. Like Atlanta, thank God, right? Thank God we were born here. Because like if we were born in like, I don't know, like West Virginia or something, like what would have happened? I don't know.
Not this.
It can't be.
You would have moved to Atlanta.
Probably. Honestly, yeah. All throughout starting, I got DMs from people being like, I'm thinking about moving to Atlanta. I'm like, you should. The scene is awesome here.
Yeah.
So that helped.
Sure.
And people I've collaborated with, who have I collaborated with? I always think of Virtual Riot because I adore him, which we have to
Shout
cut.
out Virtual Riot.
Shout out. We have to cut some more. There's 2 more lines we have to cut for that thing that we did
We
last
got a
time.
session after this, so this
Yeah.
is good timing.
Valentin, Virtual Riot. Man, I'm the worst at this part. Marshmello, Liquid Stranger, Ellis Dream, Adventure Club, Yultron. I know I always forget people. This is the worst part. I'm the worst at this.
Those
I
are
mean, these are some of the who's who.
these are the
And-
on the flyers, the festival flyers. These are the
These are
guys
towards
whose
the top.
names are very big.
yeah,
on
the ones you
flyer.
can actually read without zooming in.
Yes, yes.
And that's incredible. And so you've mentioned you spent time between Cali and Atlanta. What took you to California the first time?
I've been saying California since before I could actually say California. Like I've always. wanted
How did
live
you used
there.
to pronounce it?
California.
California.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so I guess what have been some of your highlights out there?
I mean, I'm like born and raised Atlanta, so I've been here my whole life.
Yeah.
I moved to LA in 2015 with the fellow that EP is about.
Yeah.
And
Was he also an artist?
he did like some singing and
Okay.
stuff. He was like into hardcore music.
Okay.
So yeah, he was like a front man in a band that was dope.
Cool.
But LA, I mean, LA is a wild beast and it's really fun. And I'm just grateful. Like I spent a ton of time in New York and in LA. Like I was pretty much living in New York before I moved to LA and Bushwick. And so that time period of just leaving everything behind, because you really sacrifice a lot when you move to like LA. You know, I don't have any family there. So you make your family and I have so many amazing fun memories. It's just, I'm just grateful to have gotten out there, and I wouldn't change that for anything. It definitely changed my route, I guess.
Yeah. Tell us about Icon, because you didn't mention that as part of your LA experience, but I know that from what I know, it was a big part of you growing as an artist and really credentialing yourself to know.
Credentialing.
Is that a word?
Credentialing.
I feel like we make up words on this podcast sometimes. Someone needs to fact check us. Is that a
One more time.
word? Yeah.
I'm
Credentialing.
not giving him the one more time.
Yeah, you really credential yourself with the Icon Production School certification. But no, in all seriousness, I know that Icon was a big part of where you really perfected your craft, or I would say, grew up as a producer and an artist, right?
Yeah. Icon is cool because you can go there with any level of knowledge and get better.
Yeah.
Icon Collective in Burbank. Actually, I think they just moved to another location, and it might still be in Burbank. I wish I knew. I'll find out.
Somebody fact check that too.
Fact check it.
Leave
Yeah.
a comment down below.
Give us the address of Icon Production Collective.
Yeah, Icon is dope because it is a collective. And honestly, as a female producer, when I was starting to really put out songs, like in the beginning, it was hard. It was really hard, and people were mean. People
What were they saying?
mean. They just don't. You couldn't possibly like put eyeliner on and know how to do something on your computer.
Yeah, how? How would that happen?
So that's
Totally
it was a
gets in the
different
way
time
of you
period.
being able to, do
Right,
the
you can't see
keystrokes.
anything. There's just- I don't know. It was a weird time, and it's not quite like that as much now, which is awesome. But when I was starting, it was like that, and so when I went to Icon, it was amazing to have such a supportive, support system of men there.
Okay.
Because it's
But
mostly
was there
guys.
also a support system of women?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot at the time. There weren't many girls at the school. I think there were like 4 or 5.
Okay. Who are some of your favorite women producers and or DJs? So in your
Grimes.
scene. Grimes?
Period.
That's it.
Grimes.
She's all you need to know.
Yeah, Grimes.
Grimes, we'd love to have you on the podcast.
We'd love to have you on the
We'd love to
podcast.
have you. We'd love to have you. Grimes was really cool. Cruella was.
I actually
super
booked a Cruella
influencer.
show. They are some badass
Some influencer.
chicks.
He used to book shows
I
back
did.
in the day.
Yeah, awesome.
I booked some big names in your space at the time. Yeah, I mean, I did everyone as big as Calvin Harris. I did, Cruella. Bingo players were awesome.
Yes.
So this is totally 2012, 2013
Was
era.
that in Athens?
No, I did shows at University of South Carolina, Clemson, Georgetown, Indiana, Illinois. So I did shows up and down the East Coast. That was how I actually even remotely got into music at the time. I was a huge fan, and a buddy approached me with the idea of, hey, let's put on concerts. And I was like, fuck yeah, that sounds amazing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I did that. And Cruella was one of our, and you mentioned West Virginia. We did a show at University of West Virginia.
Nice.
Cruella was the second headliner along with Bingo Players and Zed and Porter Robinson back to back. So that was
Sweet.
fucking awesome.
yeah.
And it was in a warehouse in Morgantown, West Virginia, where most people had half of their teeth, and it was incredible.
You only need a few.
Yeah. They proved that to be true.
Jello is very popular there.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So, fast forward to now, what would you say some of your, what song would you say you're most proud of and why?
That's hard. Two
And is this
things.
like a mom picking their favorite child? I just never.
Kinda.
Okay. Well, sorry, but.
I have a project in mind. This doesn't quite answer your question, so I will attempt to after I say this. But I have this project I want to do of dream songs that have come to me in dreams, and I just record them into my phone, and I have like 7 of them. And I want that to be a thing. And when I do that, I think I'll be the most proud of that. Just because it was
awesome.
like straight subconscious.
Are they dreams or nightmares or both?
dreams?
All dreams.
Whenever they're
So,
music, they're not nightmares.
Awesome. That's
And
really cool.
To actually answer your question,
That was a great answer.
That was cool.
But yeah, but no, definitely continue.
I initially wanted to answer that by answering with what I think people have told me they like the most, which was, I think, Get Going.
Okay.
And I like Get Going because it's like whatever it takes to get going.
I bet you got the most
Stand by
people hitting you up telling you that it really touched them from that
That
song.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
That
And that's a
one,
cool way
yeah.
to answer it. And it really goes back to you caring about the fans again. I think that's a very central core element to who you are as a person and as an artist, right?
It matters.
Is that matters. Most people might say some obscure song that was just their favorite that might not have actually been that popular amongst their fans, but they really liked it and they have this story about why they liked it. But you really saying that, and some people would say, oh, you just went with your most, popular one or whatever. But no, it's the reason why I say that is because it impacted the most people or that you had the most responses to that.
Yeah. I probably would have said Fly if it was like based on popular song.
Shout out
Or, like,
Marshmello.
Crystallize or something.
Shout out Nate.
Yeah. Shout out Nate. Shout
We'd
out
love to have you
Marshmello.
both on the podcast.
We have a
Yeah,
long
he's
list
funny.
of people we'd love to have on the
Yeah,
podcast.
you should try to get Nate. He's really awesome.
Nate is incredible. I was watching his Twitch stream earlier, actually. I popped in.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
Any recommendations? We'd love to have them.
Get Nate, yeah.
There we go. So what are you working on currently? What can the people get excited about?
We are literally, like after this, working
Immediately after this.
we've been working on like a Nightmare collaboration with Flux Pavilion, a Dr. P one. What are we doing today? We're doing
Heavy hitters.
heavy hitters. I've got some songs that I wrote on just like guitar lately that just like, we always joke about the songs that come out the fastest are like the best. And it's been like stuff like that I wrote in LA before things got really crazy recently. So I got my guitar over there and we're going to like track some guitar today. I don't know. I think I fell into EDM when, I did that joke, but like I've always been into bands and a lot of my influences are like people like Harry Styles and his new album and like The Weeknd and like Lana Del Rey. And a lot of times when I'm producing, I'm making stuff that would fit them or fit me in that way.
Yeah.
I kind of, especially if I'm being completely honest, after that person died, like it became harder to make dubstep for me. Because you have to be in a certain space for that. And I've been in this other space since then.
Yeah.
For lots of reasons other than that. But I have to like really want to, I start with the drop on those. Because it's a different
When you're in
headspace.
that scenario, and this is me not being a music, artist or producer, right? Like you two, do you force it? Or do you just make whatever you're in? Like whatever zone you're in?
I've had to force it.
Yeah.
You want to hear something funny?
I'd love to.
Yes.
Okay,
We
this
like
is
funny
ridiculous.
things.
I learned I can do anything after this. So I'll stop talking about this after this. But when he did pass, it was like
No, you don't have to apologize about that.
Yes,
It's okay that it's a big
it's huge.
part of your story.
Yeah, it
That's
affects
you don't
me, like,
need
every
to.
day.
No one will. No one's sick of hearing it. I promise. So
My in that time period, I was working on a project for Star Wars. It was for Disneyland, and my job was ridiculous as it was.
Oh, this
I
is so
had
good.
to. This is you won't believe this. Like, so I'm like not getting out of bed for many days, and I'm
Yeah.
dead inside.
Yeah.
But I had been working on the biggest project I'd ever been offered, which was writing music in Ewok and Huttese, which I can't speak, but had to learn how to. Okay, had to learn how to speak, but also
this is incredible, by the way.
this was insane. This was like math.
So glad we have this on video
Ewok.
and being recorded.
It was crazy.
This will
so
live forever.
it was. So I was working with Valentin. I hit up Virtual Riot Valentin because he's like an insanely amazing producer, and I knew that I did not want to have the job of also doing the music if I was already doing
Learning a fake
capacity
language.
Singing a Star
mental
Wars
capacity.
created language.
It was insane, and it had to be good. Like their fan base is really deep.
Oh, your
It's like
comment
the biggest
section would have blown
franchise.
up. You
It
thought
had
you
to
got
be
hate
accurate.
before.
Right. So
You're on pins and needles with this one.
it was nuts because the deadlines were insane. I remember I was in bed at like 10 p.m. and a new deadline would be like 10 a.m. And I'd be like, I guess I'm getting out of bed now.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna go.
When George Lucas
sound-
calls, you get the fuck up.
Yeah, when you gotta sound like an Ewok, it kind of takes you out of your mental space. And like the references would
Sleep
be
is
like,
dead if you get told you got to sing an Ewok.
you don't need sleep. Right. But yeah, it was just like the references were insane. It was like, okay, we know you're a white girl, but we want you to like write this song in Ewok, but also sound like Selena, like you're Latin.
Jesus.
And this reference is Madonna in the 80s. We know you were born in like not the 80s, so you got this, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not crying right now. yeah, okay.
You're
cool,
crying.
cool, cool,
You're
cool.
crying.
Yeah.
Can we get some? Do you remember? Can we get a little Ewok right now?
I'm trying to remember. Well, oh my god, I can't. This was a jazzy one. It was like Mayo waba usa ni bunta oto chuba or something. I don't remember that. It was accurate.
Fucking great.
That was about a relationship, and it was funny because
Those words right there.
something like, I mean, that's subconscious, but there's one website, and thank you to whoever made this website. God bless you. There was a website that tracked every instance that an Ewok had spoken, and did the same for Huttese, which is like the most common language amongst the Star Wars worlds.
Oh my gosh.
And so since I had
So
that,
good.
I could plug and play. But you know, it's like if you're writing a song, it's like, okay, I start with melody, like we do a lot of ba da ba da 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 da, and then we would put in like I'd have to look at like Iba Waba and like be like, okay, 4 syllables
I can't even look
ending
at you.
in ah. So I gotta find other ones, and it has to be accurate.
a puzzle.
It has to be a story still.
Yeah.
So you actually wrote real lyrics in this fake language.
It was like the Olympics. It's like I knew I could do
God,
anything
that's
after
so
that
incredible.
because of my headspace.
In
was,
the
like,
headspace she was
wrecked.
Yeah.
in, managed
Wow.
to get that done.
So that might be my favorite thing I've ever done because that was
is
insane.
amazing. That is amazing.
Iba
so,
waba.
so
Iba
any
waba.
other projects we should be aware of you coming up?
I'm releasing 3 songs on Monster Cat.
Shout out Monster Cat.
Monster Cat. And then doing something with this new artist, Astro. I gotta look up what his name is right now. Actually,
Shout out whatever
Don't
your
even
name is.
say that right now. I can't be Astroglide, right? That's like isn't that
It
lube?
could be.
Maybe.
It could be.
I wanted my subconscious says it's Astroglide.
So,
but
so now
can't be
that
right.
shows are starting to pick back up, can we look forward to seeing you live at any point soon?
What a time.
What a time to be alive.
What a time. Yeah, I'm doing Imagine, and I'm talking. We got 2 shows booked, I think Denver and somewhere else.
Okay.
And now we're starting to do that gameplay of like
Yeah.
seeing what's
Of how we
open.
top the 10-piece string orchestra quartet, or not quartet, of course. That's
Where do you go
quartet.
from there? Yeah.
Yeah,
How do you
exactly.
level up from that?
How do you
show?
do it?
Oh yeah, and Imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine's in September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, we'll be expecting our VIP tickets.
That's right.
Right. Okay, cool.
Yep,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right, now that that's decided. Well, Leah, I appreciate you coming on. I think we're at the final segment of our podcast. I'll let Henry take it over from here.
It is time, because I know everyone out there is waiting for the rapid fire Rampage, everyone's
Why is
favorite
he yelling
segment.
at me?
This is Archer, by the way. It's a great show. Shout out H. John Benjamin, one of my favorite voice actors. H. John,
We'd love to have you on the podcast.
Well, now we have to license the fucking sound clip that you told everyone what it's from. We got to pay Archer.
Right.
Jesus,
So-
Henry.
So basically, it's
Get it
a
together.
3-part Rampage.
You can't even say that, seriously.
It's gonna be. I'm gonna do some rapid fire, kind of short answer kind of questions, and then I'm gonna do like a this or that, where you kind of pick one.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna do like a word association, where I kind of say a word and you give me one word. Even though everyone that's been on so far has pretty much broken the one word. You can say more than one word, I guess, but the littler you think, the better.
I'm going to try to just.
And we
one word.
already determined that littler
We talked about the word littler.
is maybe,
Littler.
maybe a word.
The less you think. I don't know why I can't say the word less. Anyway,
It's a
rapid
very
fire
tough
Rampage.
one syllable.
Here we go. Rapid fire Rampage. Leah Culver. Initiate sequence.
Initiating sequence.
If you could steal one person's voice, who would it be?
Ariana Grande.
What are your favorite colors to wear?
Red.
If music disappeared tomorrow, what would you lean into?
A casket.
That's incredible.
Give us one genre of music that you secretly like or that some people might not know you like.
I don't know about secretly. It's hard to say that. Okay, one word.
This isn't one word. It's a short answer.
Short answer.
Go into it. Get
Well, in
into
this
it.
case, it's a long answer, but
Yeah, I feel like
Medium answer.
I don't like the genres you probably think I don't like. So that's like, okay, what do you think I might not like or what I would like? I haven't slept much. Where are we? What day is it?
what was the question?
Is rent due?
It is the first.
of the month.
It is due. I don't know. I like indie music.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So tomorrow, Joe Biden exiles you from America. Where are you going to live?
Costa Rica.
I just went on a trip to Costa Rica.
No way.
And it was fucking awesome.
No way.
I'll go with you if you get exiled.
Okay, cool. Hell yeah.
Yep.
They got bananas.
Henry, you can come too.
Oh, thanks, guys.
They have bananas and
you,
monkeys.
you can come. There's bananas there
And monkeys.
and monkeys.
And waves.
Our potassium levels
And
will be
zip
through the
lining.
roof.
Hell yeah.
Give us a festival that you would love to have a permanent residence at.
Coachella.
Give us one of the dumbest things you ever did.
Oh, like everything. You know me. We were talking about how, like, last time I was in a session, I was like, most people don't know how actually weird I am. And, like, I was like, Henry knows how weird. Henry probably has, like, so many clips of weird.
We'll leak a tape one day.
Yeah.
Silly things she says on the mic. But, give us one thing, like one dumb instance of
What was
something
the
you're like,
question?
why did
Dumb
I do
instance.
that?
The first thing I thought of was when me and my best friend Kristen, everything we do is really dumb.
Shout out,
I
Kristen.
have lots of scars.
I feel like we all have that friend that all the bad stories.
just getting in trouble all the time.
They trace back to this one friend.
One time we decided it was a good idea to get one of those, I think it was like a trolley, but like it looked like it was handmade. I feel like I found this trolley at some point in time when I was moving, and we thought it was a good idea to lay on it, and she grabbed my feet and was spinning me in the parking garage. No one's manning where the cars are, mind you. And she just let go, and I went loose and rogue and just like slammed into a car. I have lots of scars. I have scars on my knees from like one time we were like racing on the floor on our knees. Like it was just like who could get to that point the fastest. I didn't realize like how insane rug burn can be.
Scarred. Jesus.
I've done way more stupid things than that. I'm being a little bit like safe right now.
That will suffice.
Scars.
For that
I
one.
can't wait to hear her answer when the cameras are off.
Yeah, there's way more dumb things than that. But
Let's flip it the other way. Give us one of the best decisions you ever made.
moving to LA,
Give us something you look for in a romantic partner.
honesty and being funny.
Give us one bucket list entry.
I want to meet Haley Williams.
Shout out Haley Williams.
Shout out.
That's going to do it for the first part of Rampage. Moving on to the this or that. Tell us, would you prefer mountains or beaches?
Beaches.
Day or night?
Night.
Freestyling or writing?
Freestyling.
Beer, liquor, or wine?
Liquor.
Sports car or SUV?
Sports car.
Going out to eat or cooking?
Out to eat.
Cats or dogs?
Hard. That's hard. I always have cats because, like, I don't know.
Picking one makes you feel like you're dissing the other one.
I have cats because they don't care about me as much and I go away a lot. But I love dogs.
Because you don't want to break the dog's hearts.
Yeah, I can't do that to a dog. I choose cat dog. Nickelodeon, shout out. We'd love to have you on the podcast.
She gets it.
She gets it. She's smart. This might be our smartest guest so far. Leather or denim? I'm asking the big heavy hitters today.
I'm almost
Tough
like offended. I don't really agree with leather, but like I don't really
From a
like denim
philosophical
jackets either.
standpoint, or
I guess neither. Is
Neither
an
one is
option.
real. What is real? Denim.
Denim it is.
she was so reluctant.
I guess
She hated that answer and that question. And
I
you.
mean,
Singing or DJing?
singing.
Boom. Part 2 of the Rampage. Success. And moving on to the final part of the rapid fire Rampage. Word association. I'm going to shoot you one word. You give me one word back. Do not think about your answers. We just want to see what's going on in your subconscious. Here we go. Rainbow.
Pete Davidson.
That threw me off. Like that was the first one. Okay.
Why was that so fast?
That's so fast.
And why?
I will never know. Armpit.
Pete Davidson. No, I'm just kidding. Harry.
Fish.
Mexico.
Studio.
Good times.
Children.
Happy.
Pandemic.
Gross.
Puppy.
Pete Davidson. No, but
He's
I
a
mean,
real
it did
puppy.
happen, yeah. Chihuahua. I don't know.
Pete Davidson will work for that one. Pizza.
Pepperoni.
Stress.
Nah.
Bass.
Bass cannon.
Politics.
Ugh.
Adele.
Hell yeah. I don't know if I like played that right. Adele.
I love how just I get emotion to them was the answer.
That's perfect. Like that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
With the rapid fire Rampage, possibly our best rapid rap.
That was
rapid fire
incredible.
Rampage
I think this was
to
an
date.
awesome conversation. Really got deep into the mind and the story of Leah Culver. We really appreciate all the honesty.
Appreciate you.
And your story. Thanks again for everyone tuning in. Please like, subscribe, follow, drop a comment wherever it is that you watch this podcast. It's available on YouTube and everywhere you listen to podcasts. And until next week, we are out.
Ready to make some music?
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Pop that shit like one more time. They pop that one more time. Pop that shit like one more time. They pop that one more time. Hop up in that foreign skirt, no. All the homie, this shit tripping, no. Middle finger to the law.